Hello, my name's Kalungi Ssebandeke. I'm the writer, director, and I also act in my short film, Marriage Plan. What attracted me to everything that I do in filmmaking was just the kind of desire to create. I started off as a dancer. That was my first love before I came to England from Uganda. But then actually, as a dancer, when I was younger, I didn't really get the opportunity to kind of express myself as often as I wanted to. So I picked up singing and acting because I guess I was a stage fiend. Like I needed to be on stage. So I picked up those various kind of disciplines, singing and acting. And then, when I was about 16, a drama teacher told me pretty much, he implied I wasn't good enough to apply for the National Youth Theatre. So that kind of killed my spirits a little bit acting wise, and I put that to one side during my A levels and picked up poetry. But then through poetry, you get the bug, the stage kind of bug, and acting was always calling me, pulling me, even throughout university, where I spent 4 years in Sheffield studying business management. I was still acting, I was still performing. But then as an actor, you're not in control of your career, you're constantly waiting for opportunities. So when I was about 23, I remembered a poem that I'd written, and I turned that into a play called My Darling Wife. And it got a lot of love from, being nominated for the Adrian Pagan Award, to Michael Buffon at Talawa selecting it for the, I think it was Talawa Firsts alongside Sabok Pade and Teresa Coco. So writing then became like the next thing I was doing as well as the acting. And then recently, the pandemic, decided to kind of put a span in the works of a lot of people's, especially actors, opportunities. And last year, I was fortunate to, write a short film alongside direct and acting in it. And this short film was called Get Back Home, and with a story by myself and Cecilia Cassini, who was one of the stars. And we shot this in Italy. So I got that directing bug. I was like, I love being in charge of the set and, the vision and putting these great people together and so on and so forth. So long story short, I'm just a creative fiend. I first got involved with Euras Films when I met Sarudzai Marufu through a mutual friend called Kirsty Parsons, who they both came to see me at a play, or doing a play at the Orange Tree Theatre, a play called Blood Knot. And and it was an instant click. And from then on, I've been kind of just following Sarudzai on the side via social media. So I knew about Euros Films and the great stuff they were doing. I saw their events that they had. They had a read through that had some really nice pictures on Instagram. And then top of the year, Saru messaged me and wanted me to write this short film around the topic of Black love, with a poem that was inspired by a poem from a poet called Rumi. And I was like, of course, like I didn't even take too long to reply. I was like, yeah, I'm down for this. Come on. It's an opportunity to write and potentially act and direct. So I was like, of course, Saru, anything for you. Some of the biggest challenges some of the biggest challenges I've encountered within the industry is lack of opportunity and lack of trust. I feel like lack of opportunity means that a lot of us Black creatives remain stagnant, whether it's the actor who could have gone on to win an Oscar, like Daniel Kaluuya, for example, who may not get that opportunity. There's a thousand Daniel Kaluyas out there, but they don't have that opportunity. And then lack of trust as well. And the lack of trust comes in the form of always feeling as a Black creative that you're infantilized. Like people don't believe that you can get the job done. It's always like they've got to partner you up with someone white, or they got to kind of put you through various development kind of sessions or shadow schemes because they just don't trust that you know what to do. And it's like, well, the same way you trust Harry from Shropshire, you should be able to trust Kalungi from Uganda. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that just lack of opportunity and lack of trust is actually, yeah, is one of some of the biggest challenges. The advice I would give aspiring filmmakers or creators is just do it. Like, do it, regardless of people not believing in you, believe in yourself. Because had I not, woke up one morning whilst I was in the Netherlands and decided, you know what, I'm going to do this short film in Italy, I wouldn't have got it made. Like, I just decided I'm just going to do it because I know no one's going to give me that opportunity. So the advice I would give is just to believe in yourself, because when you believe in yourself, other people start to believe in you. Like people always say, believe in your source, because then they have trust in that, because they feel like you have the confidence. So that's key. The other thing is to always keep creating, because the first idea might not work. The second idea might be a bit tricky, might be too ambitious, but that third idea might have the perfect balance of either kind of believability or just the actual kind of ability to be realized. So just keep creating and create as much content as possible, because eventually that one thing will kind of take off. My top 3 tips for someone aspiring to do what I do is tip 1, research the industry, because that way, when you come across the kind of doubters, you can always kind of hit them with the facts. You can hit them with the fact that Black Panther is like the top selling. Well, it's probably being usurped by something right now as we speak, but only a year ago, 2 years ago, was the biggest selling blockbuster of all time, made over $1 billion. So clearly, Black people being in front and behind the camera does make money. So that's tip number 1, is just research, know the industry inside and out. Tip 2, believe in yourself, because those days when people aren't really calling you if you're an actor, or they're not asking you to write if you're a writer, or they're not asking you to direct if you're a director, those days you can at least keep going knowing that, yeah, I can get this done. And tip 3 is practice. Always practice. Like myself, I started off acting when I was 17. I'm 30 plus now, probably maybe 31 by the time this comes out. But the first 7 years of my acting career, I didn't go to drama school, but I kind of recognized the need to practice and get better. So I went to Guildhall for 3 years, and that improved my acting. The same thing with writing, just like continuously working and honing your craft. Same thing with directing. So tip 3 would be for you to just practice, keep practicing in whatever way. If you can't afford to spend money on like a screenwriting course, directing course, acting course, whatever, just practice, teach yourself, pick up something, go on YouTube, watch and see how things get done. And hopefully you get to where you want to be. One person who's like writer, director, actor, etc., that I would like to work with the most is, I keep thinking, I'm gonna have to say my main man, Chiwetel Ejiofor. I would like to work with him again, because I was able to work with him on a short film called Columbite Tantalite that he wrote and directed. And Chiwetel is such a kind of accommodating director, and he's such an incredible actor that since then I've kind of admired his ability to kind of give the actor the freedom to be able to characterize and discover, whilst kind of like shepherding you in the right direction. And he's such a good writer. If you've seen, The Boy who harness the wind, and he does what I do. Like, he writes, directs, and I'm sure he does the theme tune as well. So I would love to work with Chilto Ejiofor, because he's got the career that I would love to have, and he's just a talented human being.